back into the fire again because the reason for this, I do a couple of twists on it. And I pinch it in the vise when I was red hot. Then I get a turning engine and rotate it 1.5 times. Clockwise, the next time 1.5 times anti-clockwise. And it's just purely for decoration, no other reason for it. Now, why we needed these pokers were in the old-fashioned houses, they would have been working with coal, and they needed a poker to break up the clinker, and this is why it was called a poker. And but before we had my steel, there was cast iron. Now I can do absolutely nothing with cast iron. You have to go to a foundry. There they would make a pattern out of wood, mould out of fire clay. Get the iron ore, put it into a furnace, heat it up to over 1,000 degrees C, and believe it or not, it actually melts and becomes a molten liquid. And then you would pour it into the mould, and this was how they were able then to make pots and pans. And the housewife would be very happy the day that you would get a set of pans, Dutch ovens and all that type of stuff, to do the cooking. The only thing I can do for her is to make the cream. And this is that horizontal bar, that would be made from an old bit of cart hooping, and the special thermostat control. I make it as well. Whenever you want the food to be hot, you keep it close down to the fire, and as you want to reduce the heat then, you've got these gradations there. And this here's Mark 5. Yes.
Very cool.
There is other different types. There's a flat bar sometimes and a series of holes, and that's how you could graduate change the settings. Very clever people.
Do you have any particular type of wood? I see you're burning wood there. Any particular type that you prefer?
Not at all. It's just old one blows down in the forest here.
Okay.
But the reason why I put timber on the fire, if I stop, as I do here, maybe sometimes I talk too long, but if you stop, you see there's no air can get at the fire. The only air that it's getting is the air that I produce from the bellows. But I find if you put wood, bits of old timber on or anything on it, it keeps the fire excited.
Okay.
And it keeps it in a working mode. So, now that we've we're able to beat and bend this iron, we needed to put manganese ore in along with the iron ore to make iron that we could beat and bend like railway lines and stuff like that there, and it was ideal for making horseshoes. The largest horseshoe that we make is for the big Clydesdale in Scotland. The best place to see these is the Budweiser ad for the beer company in America, Busch Gardens. So, I think it's 6 horses that they have pulling the dray with the barrels. And they have a big Dakota, and they fly them all over the world for advertising purposes. Now that we're able to beat and bend this, then we were able to make the horseshoes. But we had what was known as an Irish draft or a Welsh cob, and 2 well-bred, well-fed horses like this were quite capable of pulling a plough. Now, is it really necessary to put a shoe on a horse? Yes, it is. For a horse to plough 1 acre of ground, it has to walk 11 miles. There I'm getting bleed. As a pair of big hoof clippers, and we're able to, after about 6 or 8 weeks, we have to remove the old shoe and cut off this surplus piece of hoof. This is exactly the same as your fingernails and toenails. It's called keratin, and we can cut this off without hurting the horse. Now, then you get a rasp, and it smooths off the underside of the horse's hoof until it's on a level plane. Prove the shoe again to see is it a good fit. If it's not, but it may be wobbling. If it's wobbling, then I have to do what's known as a hot shoeing. I get the shoe, put it into the fire, allow it to become red hot. Whenever it's red hot, how do you pick it up? With great difficulties, you see, not at all. We get a drift, and we put the drift into one of the nail holes. I'm going to do maybe there. We get a drift and we put it into one of the nail holes and we go swank. Then we can pick up the red hot shoe, take it outside and place it onto the horse's hoof. And this is what happened when I put the hot shoe onto the horse's hoof. And when you get a wee snuff of that stuff there, that's Chanel number 5. It's minging rotten. It's like burning hair or burning feathers.
Yeah.
And whenever the two are perfectly matched, then I take it over to the fizz stuff, dunk it into the water, this cools it, tempers it, and hardens it. Now, if you have any warts on your hands or fingers, dip them into this water here, because the chemical that comes from the coal is suspended in the water, and the wart will disappear in about 2 to 3 weeks' time.
There you go.
So it's active as sulphur. Are you getting that smell? It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if you're a good looking blacksmith like me and you're still curtain, put a couple of handfuls of that onto your Now, yes, I was talking to you about twisting the iron. Now this is hot again. So I pinch it into the vise like so. Drop the turning engine down over the top of it and rotate it 1.5 times. So that's 1 turn and a half. Then
You're not worried about it snapping at all, huh?
No problem. I tell you when it would snap is after you heat it. And try to, if it goes cold and then you try to reposition it, it hardens it, you see. Take your eye out and run it down it. So then, I'll do the same again here. So back into the fizz stock, dunk it into the water, tempers it close to hardens it. Then I'll put it back then into the fire again and complete the task.
The end of that hot? You don't see probably not.
Now that's not all that the blacksmith did. He would have made hinges, gates, bars, bolts, anything at all to do with the harness for the animal, yocking the horse onto the plough. He would have made stuffs for the housewife, pokers, tongs, candlestick holders, repaired all the different farming implements, spades, shovels and all that.